land of Dawn. All the fans are cheering right now. But we're entering a pause. Is this real?
Oh, no!
Is this real? But you know, the fans, they're already wild already. And
we were excited too.
We were excited. Like, we were genuinely excited. But you know, let's calm down a bit. Let's take this time to digest what's happening. Both teams are already ready, but we're going to head to another technical pause. You can see the fans are just simmering down once again. What's happening?
I literally just shouted as we went in the game.
Let's go!
And I feel like I've just completely killed my voice just to hype up the crowd.
Literally,
I stood up and just went, let's go!
Yo, everybody was standing up as well. This is how excited the Philippines is for this series. NXPE and ONIC Philippines. I can't begin on how to tell you guys that the community is supporting these teams are massive here in the Philippines.
Yeah, at this point, I think I might end up casting the series like a podcast.
Yeah.
Like,
how about we talk about it like golf style? I think you told me about golf style. Can you give me like, what's golf style casting?
Oh, that's a tremendous pickoff right there. Excellent play.
I think if it continues this way, we might end up casting like that, man.
Like
That's a good kill.
That's a good kill. Like,
if you think about it, right? Like, we have touched every corner of
the real world manipulation.
Literally the real world. We've been in it, right? Along with the crowd. And we've talked about pretty much every faucet, every possibility when it comes to the team compositions here. So, I mean, when you think about it, that's what everybody's so hyped for. Everybody just wants to see how this game goes, because you can talk all day about team compositions, heroes being picked, but really, it just comes down to the actual game.
Yep, the execution is still the latter half of the composition. Sometimes you can have the most perfect composition in the world, but if you can't use it right, still not going to work out.
Yeah, man, sometimes you think everything's going perfect, everyone's happy, then suddenly just...
We're back in the game! We're back in the game,
Let's go! All right.
All right,
excellent start right now. Excellent play.
Excellent start. We're back in the game. It's already around 1 minute in, and right now, yes, I just can't believe we're in the land of Dawn. Once again, game 1, Kyrie playing this Barretts. What could we expect in this early rotations based on where they're started, Renmar?
Well, Kyrie with the Demon Slayer is going to be a bit faster in terms of taking the objectives. It's a good pickup because he will need to match the speed that Karina will be able to clear the jungle. One thing we have to watch out for is Hatred rocking that Grok with a high and dry. That means he'll be able to stand a little bit better toe-to-toe in the mid lane, especially if they can get a pick-off. So it'll be actually onto the hands of Hatred, going for the aggressive rotations. And it seems like, in terms of us mentioning that it will be mainly Delarski as being the main backline access for ONIC PH, because it's a high and dry into Hatred, we might actually see Hatred going alongside Delarski, or maybe sometimes even being the main option to get to the backline of Next Play EVOS.
And thinking of backline access, I think it's quite underrated to put that, I think Rocket, or Missile Expert rather, coming in from that Barretts. It's a pretty long range ability that could push that Eve ever so slightly, just to cancel the real-world manipulation. But you know, as you said, Naisu, we've touched every facet of this composition. We're literally going ballistic every time we go back in the land of Dawn. And as the fans rejoice once again, Cadenza has been trying to, let's say, disrupt the jungle, but here comes Delarski!
That's going to be the first blood. I mean, very clean here. Cadenza goes down, and the first blood going over to Delarski, like you were just saying, Womi.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that we did expect. NXPE going in for the aggressive stance, but ONIC Philippines, with the counter engage, just allowed them to secure that first blood. But there might just be a big rotation here down a bottom lane. The Akai could be in trouble.
Yeah, MP the King. Oh, ONIC, this is a great call by them, actually just going straight into the jungle of NXPE. And there's something poetic about this lineup that ONIC is fielding. It's not the exact same lineup that Blacklist pulled in their fourth game of the Grand Finals that they played in the M3 World Championship. But because of what we're seeing right now on ONIC, they have a high chance for punish if NXPE go in a little bit too late. The turtle gets stolen though by MP.
Turtle's going to be taken, but Cadenza's going to take quite a bit of damage as they focus him down. Meanwhile, Beloyski's going to get focused on by MP and Jelly Haze. They're returning the damage here. Now Ureshi has to get out of there. Gets under the turret, but the double
Look at
kill
the reset.
comes out from MP as he's looking for another one. But he's going to back off. Hatred's going to go back to base, reset. Big picks there.
Yeah, NXPE definitely taking a lot of gold there. Gold back, rather, by taking 2 kills plus the turtle.
Yeah, and that was a great play by Ureshi to not get taken out. It would have been much more even there if he went down, but he was able to get away just in time. And now MP the King getting it back. That's 2 kills for him. However, it's still going to be a close game. What we're seeing here is Beloyski needs to watch out for his positioning as well. He was left all alone there. And if that happens, NXPE will not hesitate to actually take down Beloyski.
And that was a close one as well. MP the King right now, 2-0. You mentioned that he's going to be faster because of the jungle emblem, and now even more faster because of that 2-0 lead. Hatred, however, going in quite aggressive against MP the King. There might just be a big fight here for the orange buff.
Right into the jungle they
Stolen.
go. MP the King's going to have to back off here. Another buff being taken, and this is crazy because even with the advantage that he has right now, ONIC Philippines is not showing any, they're not backing down at all.
Yeah, and this is a good call by ONIC PH because, again, ONIC wants to focus or allow Marky to just freely farm. They're okay with Donut farming as well, but they're putting a lot of faith onto Marky's Harith being able to freely farm, get that gold ASAP, or keep the gold close. The more they invade the jungle of MP the King, that's less chance for NXPE to actually help Donut in lane, meaning it's just really going to boil down to who will play the lane better, Marky or Donut, because the rest of their teammates for both of them are just fighting it out in the jungle.
Yep, turtle spawned just now. NXPE does have a good amount of control on their side, but ONIC Philippines could say the same. Half HP here on the turtle. Hatred looking for something.
MP the King gonna get knocked up just a little bit, but it's gonna be secured here by Kyrie. The return coming from Next Play Evos, looking to push him back. The hook, and there's the flicker too. He's gonna get locked down here. Beloyski's taken out of the picture. Ureshi spinning around, and Donut flickers out to survive, and they're gonna be happy with that taking 1 and the turtle.
ONIC Philippines, they did take the turtle, but Beloyski, I mean, he had great positioning, but Cadenza's just insane on those hooks. I feel like a lot of the hooks that he did miss were near misses. Like, he could smell where Beloyski is. What game sense is this?
Yeah, and at the same time, it was just incredibly unfortunate that the moment that hook almost hit Beloyski, actually, Kyrie was right in front of him, but Kyrie, of course, he would want to avoid that. Just sadly, it was way too fast. Beloyski getting hooked, a great hook by Cadenza.
Yep. NXPE now still just ahead by 100 gold, still quite insignificant. NXPE would want to build a bigger lead for a late game advance. Kyrie!
Oh, Kyrie, you're in trouble here. He's actually going to go down, finally get taken out by Donut. Now Beloyski could be in trouble here. MP the King going to have to back off. Marky comes and helps him out, so they disengage. But again, they're happy with that one.
Now we're seeing here NXPE responding to the aggressiveness that ONIC showed in their jungle. Now that they're having actually more help for MP the King, Jelly Haze is rotating closer to MP the King. You actually see him in the map shadowing the presence there of MP the King, who just took away the orange buff of Kyrie. And wherever MP the King will go, just watch closely. There'll be a member of NXPE nearby enough just so that they can help him when ONIC PH does decide to invade MP's jungle.
Loving the rotations coming in from both teams here. 10 seconds from now, the third turtle of the game will be spawning. But just because of the sheer speed of this Karina, she could go back on the other side of the map, only to run back on that turtle. But because of that rotation, ONIC Philippines will have first dibs on this turtle. Quite good zoning as well, and I feel like NXPE has to give this away.
It's going to be a tough one right now. ONIC Philippines is going to go ahead and work on the turtle. There's the lockdown coming from Cadenza. He's going to back off still. Turtle's still going to be up. MP the King not able to secure it. Kyrie gets it with a return from Jelly Haze as well. Now they're going to focus him down. Kyrie's in trouble here. Going to get focused by all the members of Next Play Evos. Get taken out. That's going to be 2 for Next Play Evos.
But wait a minute. Marky's still there. The Salmon Force. He's looking for MP the King. He's trying to kite him down, but Ureshi down bottom lane. He's going to get a kill. And looks like NXPE and both ONIC Philippines, they're fighting it out here in the mid game. Things are going quite insane, but NXPE, they do find a 2,000 gold lead.
If you remember ages ago, or maybe at least like an hour ago, we did mention that there will be a lot of fights for the turtles, and that's what we're seeing time and time again. But time and time again, we're seeing NXPE again because of the lineup that they have with even the Karina has such a high chance for going for the counter punish that even though ONIC PH will be able to get the turtle, can they get away or counter engage NXPE, who after every objective have been going at it with ONIC.
No, Beloyski!
Oh, Beloyski is in trouble here. He's gonna find his grave. Cadenza didn't even need the hook there. Again, very happy. That just happened in the bush. And now Delarski could be focused on. He gets locked down on the turret. A killing spree goes over to MP the King.
NXPE with a 7-kill lead against ONIC Philippines in a 3,000 gold lead. It lands once again, but Hatred says, not today. I'm quite tanky, you know. Now, ONIC Philippines, they're still behind just by 4K. How can they recover by this part of the game? Wait a minute, Cadenza
Once again finding a lockdown. Gonna have to pop the wild charge to survive. Oh,
clutch.
the torn apart memory. Not gonna be enough.
Clutch heal there coming in from Beloyski. Now ONIC really just needs to hunker down and defend. One thing Blacklist International did incredibly well was to just come back out of nowhere with one mistake from the opponent, but Kylie's in the wrong place.
Another hook finding the connection here now. The real world manipulation comes down. He's still gonna be up though, not taken out yet. Kyrie finally goes down. Mega kill going over to MP the King. ONIC Philippines is falling apart. They lose 4, double kill. Next play, Evos in control.
Cadenza pulling the trigger once again and finding another target for ONIC Philippines. They have been making play after play and has been rewarded with objective after objective. The sheer amount of crowd control is evident in this play.
See Kyrie walking into a hook from Cadenza. Watch what Marky does here. Perfect Diamond Force, great placement, but you see the problem with the Akai, and Marky will actually get out the damage ability, but it misses. It just whiffs. Doesn't land right onto the stacks or to where all of the NXPE members were standing.
I mean, it is a level 1 Lord for the side of NXPE, but they have a respectable gold lead against ONIC Philippines, a 7,000 gold lead, and could balloon up to a 10K depending on how many turrets or potentially kills that they could get from this push. Look at all the minion waves pushing against the favor. ONIC Philippines, this time Cadenza gets a minion.
I mean, he can't land all of them, right?
Yeah.
So, right now, I just gotta say, man, Next Play Evo's definitely just in the full driver's seat. I mean, they are speeding down this highway here. The 8K gold lead, huge kill lead, and I mean, what can ONIC Philippines even do?
I mean, underdogs. NXP entered this series as the underdogs, but Renmar, what has been NXP doing right?
They're just ready to answer everything that ONIC is throwing at them. Again, the counter engages after objectives. When they found out that, or when they finally got control of the game fully, they started to play aggressive. They started positioning themselves in the jungle of ONIC PH, which, of course, going up against a Franco and an Akai, it's going to be a difficult position, and it has been a difficult position for ONIC PH to play from. At this point, all they can do is just defend and try to win a fight from under their base.
Yep, and try to dodge the hooks coming in from Cadenza as well. All the buffs are being taken away from ONIC Philippines, and this is just NXPE sealing ONIC Philippines inside of their own base. Can't even push anymore, and the whole jungle is now owned by NXPE.
Dude, Marky, we have, like, he's 0-0-0, right? And we talked about the Harith when we had a plenty of time to pretty much talk about all these hero picks, but we haven't even really been able to see him utilize the Harith just yet. I mean, Cadenza finding another hook here, has to flicker out.
No ultimate?
No ultimate available.
Yep, and looking at the range coming in from NXPE, Urashi goes in!
Oh, Urashi, the Hurricane. There's another hook gonna be found here. And now Next Levo's unleashing. Kyrie does go down. That's gonna be a monster kill for MP. He's looking for more. The resets are there, and he gets the triple, the Maniac. That's going to be a wipeout for Next Play Evos.
Next Play Evos, they could potentially take down ONIC Philippines in this game already. 10 seconds on Baloyski. They have one siege minion. Cadenza tanking a few turrets just to make that minion survive, but the pop from the turret, it actually takes him down and they can't end this game.
Woohoo! ONIC
Wow.
still in this, but if that shield on that turret was not there, this would have been already game for NXPE. Tremendous play there by the entire NXPE squad. The position and the call, you see Ureshi in the backline, the perfect position. There was a small window to counter here for ONIC PH with Hatred and this two-man wild charge, but at this point, not enough damage. MP the King in the zone, NXPE in control, and NXPE on the way to potentially taking game number 1.
And that play coming in from Ureshi,
Yes.
isolating Baloyski.
Yes.
Nobody was healed from the ultimate. Insane.
I was just about to point that out, but now Cadenza's going to be in
Cadenza.
trouble. He gets taken out of the picture here. Ureshi once again going in.
Ureshi
Baloyski
again.
gets taken down this time, and
MP
they
the King.
respond here. Look at MP the King just unleashing Zaman.
Marky.
Going to be popped though. Can MP find another one? Going to get eaten up here. Dolarcy's got to be careful. Next Play Evos now trying to follow up here. They're going to try to take Kyrie out. It's only a matter of time. Monster kill goes over to Donut.
And that's pretty much an ensured Lord for NXPE with 3 members on the side of ONIC Philippines out. But looks like they're only going to send out Brody to solo the Lord, and the rest will be pushing just a little bit. Karina already going to that Lord area. Renmar, this is a level 2 or a Luminous Lord for NXPE, and they could potentially close this out. What's the best way to take through that?
Oh, they just need to march in with the Lord, and if they can get a pick beforehand, which they just found Hatred, it's going to be really good for NXPE.
They're locked down. Next Play Evos. I mean, oh, but
Ooh,
the
Hatred.
combo comes in, and they take out Yelly Hayes. With the response coming in now, MP the King.
Ureshi
definitely
again.
beefy, and look at the lockdown. Another falls for ONIC Philippines. It's just too much coming out from Next Play.
Over aggression for Marky there ends his life. That damage, the crowd control coming in from Ureshi, the positioning in Delarski!
This guy does not miss. He finds another hook, taking out Marky. And now the Lord's going to be here for the taking. MP the King
MP
gonna
strap.
take some hits from the turret.
Ureshi.
Can they end the game? Ureshi, once again, MP the King finds another one. That's going to be game number 1.
Game
Next Play
number
Evos.
1 to Next Play Evos. After hours of waiting, momentum shines on Next Play Evos as they take game 1 against ONIC Philippines. They were viewed as underdogs in this series, but looks like they just showed the world that they could take on an M3 finalist.
It's gonna be a different draft for ONIC PH because that Akai pickup by NXPE was just absolutely beautiful. And NXPE played this entire game, or the entire team played like MVPs, but I won't be surprised if Ureshi gets singled out here as the MVP. We talked about the lineup. We talked about how it's easier for Next Play Evos in this game, and honestly, once they found control, they made it look easy. Rinse and repeat. Counter punish. Once they were in control, let Cadenza get the hooks and let Ureshi get the heavy spin lockdowns.
That's such a good thing that you said let Cadenza get the hooks, because the man was getting the hooks the entire game, dude. And I mean, we said it before, like, whenever there's a Franco, it usually hit or miss, right? You know, they land hooks, they don't. There's always that game-winning hook, but dude, Cadenza just all game was landing hooks left and right. And Ureshi, like you mentioned, the value of his Akai just out of this world right here.
Yep, the Akai definitely was the game changer for NXPE, and a lot of the fights that ONIC Philippines lost was mainly because of Ureshi making a great engage or even a better counter engage where he just